Hello, everybody. Welcome to day 2 of the Sell Anything Masterclass. I am so excited to be live here again with you guys. I have special things to share with you guys today. But before I get started, I just want to make sure that you guys can hear me. I'm gonna have to check the comments on my phone because I cannot see the comments, so I do apologize for that. Let me see if I can see anybody here. Oh, hello, Marzena. How are you? Hello, Emma. How are you, ladies? So good to have you here. Yesterday was such a powerful session, and I spoke about the buyer psychology, why people buy, why people don't buy, and I helped you break those limiting beliefs. So let me know if this was great. Let me know if you were happy with it, if it caused you some breakthroughs. And of course, let me know that you can hear me because I am guessing everything is good because I don't see any comments here. But just to be sure, let me know. But I want to ask you, did you do the homework? And what came up for you? Because I told you to write down the limiting beliefs that you have right now around selling and change them into positive ones. And if there were any limiting beliefs that you weren't able to change yourself, I asked you to bring them to today's session. So feel free to share any limiting beliefs that you couldn't switch. You had difficulty with switching to a more empowering belief, and I will then be able to change them for you. Okay, so let me know in the comments. We can see you and hear you. Perfect. Thank you so much for the confirmation. So yeah, before I get started today on today's session, I want to share with you some housekeeping as always, because housekeeping is very, very important. So to those of you who registered for the masterclass, not to those of you who just randomly maybe found it because somebody shared, to those of you who actually registered, and you're still more than welcome to register. If you have registered, you would have received the replay for day 1. If you haven't registered yet, you can do so. You can just message me after this session, and I will then be able to send you all the replays and all the information about the masterclass so that you don't miss it. Okay, that's very important. Other than that, I have one more big news to share. I have decided to run a competition, and anybody who shares the live streams on your Facebook profile, you will be entered into a draw, and you will be able to win some cool freebies and tuition draws for my upcoming programs. So share if you can, if you feel like you would like to participate in the competition, because you can win some freebies. And look, guys, sometimes I'll tell you this, sometimes people are like, why should I even share? I might not even win anything. If that's your approach, you will never win anything. Participate in free competitions. Okay, I have some great giveaways, and I'll share one later on with you. But the draw is going to be happening after the masterclass is over. This is to give people enough time to share. Okay, so that's all I wanted to say. Please share, and when you share, please tag me so that I can see that you have shared, because sometimes Facebook is kind of strange and I might not be able to see the notifications that you have shared. Okay. Is there anything else I wanted to mention? I don't think so. Let me see if there is any comments about the limiting beliefs. Okay, I don't see any comments for now. No limiting beliefs. Okay, perfect. So if any comments come up after I start talking, I will address them as well. Okay, so I want to talk to you today about branding, creating a brand, creating your brand image, your storefront on online, because this is so important. And a lot of people get too wrapped up when it comes to branding. They think in order to have a beautiful brand, you need to have beautiful colors, you need to have specific font, you need to have colors and graphics and all that stuff. But branding is much, much more than that when you're running an online business, especially if you're running an online business. Okay. So look, I'm going to tell you this. First of all, this relates to selling because a lot of people are afraid that like nobody is going to buy from me if I don't have a perfect brand, if I don't have a logo. You don't need a logo in order to sell stuff. You don't. Your face can be your logo. Your face can be your brand. Okay. And I'll talk more about this today. But listen, stop getting in your head that you need perfect graphics and perfect font and perfect colors. You can start where you are and you can improve as you go. Because look, whenever I first started running my online brand, and when I first started uploading YouTube videos, like my videos onto YouTube, my thumbnails were not great. I did them myself on Canva, and guess what? They worked. Guess what? People still watched my videos. Guess what? People still bought my programs, my services. They signed up for one-on-one coaching, different programs. Why? Because it was my energy that people cared about. And that's why I want to share with you how you can sell with beautiful energy, authentic, real, so that people are like, send me the link. I want to buy this. I want this. And yesterday I talked about like desire and want and need, how people buy and stuff like that. So that was very powerful session. I strongly encourage you to watch it as well if you haven't catch the replay yet, because it's so, so, so powerful. But I'm going to tell you this. My YouTube thumbnails were not perfect. They were far from perfect. I designed them myself on Canva. I didn't have the money to hire anybody yet. And then eventually, as my brand started growing, I now have a YouTube manager and he creates thumbnails for me. Okay. But you can start with simpler things. You can use templates. You can start with simpler things, and then your brand is gonna change, right? So let me see the comments just to see, because I can see, oh, you look amazing today. Thank you so much. Oh, hi, Kasia. How are you doing? So glad to have you ladies here. So, so good to see you. In case I don't see some of your comments, apologies. I am not ignoring you. I just can't see you. Okay. But sometimes there is like a delay. Anyways, so branding is who you are. Branding is who you are, and you don't need fonts, you don't need colors, you don't need like anything. Of course, people might associate you with something when you show up online all the time in a certain way. They might remember you this way, but you don't need to have like, you don't need to restrict yourself like, I'm only gonna wear white blazers ever. If you want to, if you feel comfortable just wearing white blazers, that's what you can do. But if you have like pink, blue, gray, yellow, black, whatever colors in your wardrobe, and that's what you wear on a daily basis, that's what you can start with. Stop getting in your head that everything needs to be perfect. It doesn't. Okay. I have like 2,000 followers on Facebook right now. I think I have like maybe 300 or 400 followers on Instagram, and I still hit 1K days and more than 1K days. Okay, so stop getting in your head about brand, and things don't have to be perfect at the start. You get to change things as you go. You get to develop your brand as you go. But the brand, when you run an online business, it's who you are. People buy from you because you are you. And people are attracted to authenticity. It's so important, and it's the best way to run your brand. If you're authentic, real, and trustworthy, people will want to buy from you. Okay? Because there is nothing greater than the frequency of truth on this planet. There is nothing greater. When you lie to somebody, the frequency is right here. If you are honest with people, the frequency is here. People can feel that. People trust you. People want to buy from you. So that's how we want to sell. I am not teaching any sales tactics like, shady or whatever. I hate that. I hate that. I'm never gonna get involved with this kind of stuff. I'm talking real, authentic stuff, being truthful, showing up as you. And of course, you get to change who you are. Like, you might change, your values might change as your brand grows, but you start with who you are. You start with who you are, and you can grow with your brand. Does that make sense? You can grow with your brand. And I'm going to talk more about this authenticity, how to sell in this way. And it's going to be so, so powerful. I'm sure so many of you are going to benefit from this so greatly. You're okay, Kasha. So great to hear that. So true. I know. People buy based on feelings, based on emotions, and based on the fact that they can trust you. They see you are real. Okay. So people buy from people they trust. If you are lying to get sales, stop that at once. Don't do it. If you don't show your face online, like I said yesterday, some people don't have a profile photo with themselves. They have zero photos of themselves on their Facebook profile. And then they're like, why is my brand not growing? Why am I not making any sales? Because people don't know you. People think you're a robot. Okay. So always show yourself. That's not to say you need to post a new selfie every single week. That's not to say that. Depending on your brand, okay? But it's important to have at least one good photo of you, one professional good photo of you, to show people that you are real and that you take your brand serious, because you want to be respectful to your buyers, to your potential clients, okay? And people need to feel like they know you. People need to feel like they know you. So I'm not saying like you need to start sharing all about your life, every single detail. If you're going through something personal, you don't have to share that. You don't have to share that with anybody, okay? Because some people think like being authentic means I'm gonna start sharing everything about my life. No, that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is you share things, you are authentic, but you show your true self. So, like, for example, if you don't drink coffee, don't post yourself that you're drinking coffee. If you don't wear like I don't know, traditional clothing, don't wear that. If you don't wear pink on a daily basis, stop wearing pink just to show up online like that. Okay, so just show up as your real self, because that's what people are drawn to. Okay, and look, sometimes people need to see that you are real. So like I said, if you show up consistently, if you show up for your brand, you keep showing up, people will be like, oh yeah, this person is real. Because look, a lot of people give up too quickly. This is so important. A lot of people give up too quickly on their business. They start, let's say they join a network marketing company, or they start an online business, and then they are like, okay, I'm going to make a post. They make one post and they get very little likes. So they make another one and it gets very little likes. They post maybe 3-4 times. They don't see the result and then they give up. How do you expect people are going to come to you? If you're gone, you disappeared. You disappeared from the map, ghosted, right? But if you keep showing up, you keep showing people like, I am real, I am here, people are going to be like, wow, she's a real deal. Because let me tell you, like, I started, sharing more about like mindset, my books, book publishing, and all that stuff last year. And I know that a lot of people who were following me at the very start, they were like, oh, okay, cool, whatever, like I'm not that interested. But now, because 1 year later I'm still around, they're like, okay, she's a real deal. She's a real deal. And so I was planting all those seeds, all those months, and now people are buying more than ever. Okay, so that's how it works sometimes. Sometimes people need a little bit longer to trust somebody. People have been scarred by like, scammers and stuff. So give them the time to trust you. Some people buy instantly, some people buy from one post, but some people require 1 year. And that's okay, because there will always be a buyer. There will always be a buyer, okay? And this is very important when it comes to selling. Sometimes people think, okay, I'm not getting any sales. Why is that? Because sometimes people don't even know that you are selling something. Let's face the reality. Even if you post every single day, sometimes people might still not know. that you sell this specific thing. How many of you can agree that, for example, because I know I have some new audience here, some of you watch me on a regular basis, but I can guarantee that there are still people here that didn't really know I do mindset work, that I coach people one-on-one, that I run programs, and on top of that, that I publish my own books, and on top of that, that I help people publish their own books in many different ways. How many of you can agree that maybe you didn't know about all those things? And that's okay. Even though I show up consistently, I post about them weekly, people might still not know. So it's not that people don't want to buy. It's not that people will never buy. It's that maybe they just don't have the information yet. And that's why when you continue showing yourself, you will inform people. Remember yesterday I said, we are informing people. We are not pushing people to buy. We are informing people. This is what I offer. This is what I offer. Here is how you buy it. This is what I offer. Here's how you buy it. And I'm going to talk more about creating a beautiful buyer experience later on during today's session. I am so excited for it. You guys are going to love this. I'm always like, when I have some kind of experience with something, I'm like, oh, this is perfect for the masterclass. This is perfect for the masterclass. But listen, I didn't even know when this was happening in my life that I would use this for today's masterclass. So everything always happens for a reason. But anyway, when you are consistent with your online brand and you are regular and you are authentic, you show up regularly, authentically, people are gonna love you. Because those people that are meant to be for you, they will be for you. Do you think everybody likes me? No. I'm not here to be liked by everybody. And that's okay. You know, and I know that some of you might be also believers like me. And I'm going to tell you this. Jesus is not liked by everybody. Jesus was not liked by everybody. How do you expect yourself to be liked by everybody? This concept changed my life. We are not for everybody. We are not for everybody. We are for the one. We are for the one. There will always be that one buyer, that one client that it's so amazing and they always come back for more. That's what we want. We don't want a one-hit wonder. We don't want to just like make sales and then they will never come again. We want regular sales, okay? So showing up consistently, authentically, it's the best thing that you can do in order to sell your products and services. Let me see if there is any more comments. Yeah, okay, perfect. I don't see anything else for now. Oh yeah, I actually see some more. Hi, Angel. Oh, so good to have you. That's true. I started showing myself, and you know what? My confidence starts growing. That's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Your confidence will grow. You will become more familiar with selling, with showing yourself up online, showing yourself on camera. Do you think like a few years ago, I would have thought that I'm going to run a masterclass like online on Facebook? Not a chance. Not a chance. But all the experiences that I have had, they led me to this very moment. Okay? So you are going to become more confident. You are going to learn how to do it. Selling, being on camera, confidence, they are all skills that anybody can learn. Okay? And sometimes people think being confident means like being very loud or being always on camera. No, confidence can mean like you talk to a stranger. Confidence can mean you take a beautiful selfie. Confidence can mean you went on a photo shoot. Confidence can mean you dress in like, you know, very bold colors. Confidence doesn't have to be very loud, you know? So confidence can look in different ways, but it's so awesome because see how this all can go back to even like selling and stuff. But yeah, look, like I said previously, you don't need to overshare, okay? You can be authentic, but you don't need to overshare. Like if you are going through something personal, you don't need to say it. If you struggle with migraines, you can say it. For example, if you found a solution or something, but you don't have to say it every single time, because that's what people will remember you like for. Okay, so if you, for example, speak all the time about how unwell you are, how stressed out you are, that's what people will remember you for. That's why your brand, it's how people remember you. Okay, so what do you want people to remember you for? What do you want people to remember you for? For the way you speak, for your energy, for your laughter. You want people to remember you for who you truly are, which is an amazing human being. That's who you are, an amazing human being. Okay, so we don't need to post just for likes. We don't need to post something just to show people like, oh, because everybody is doing it, so I'm gonna do it. Like, for example, sometimes business owners, instead of making a post about their brand, they start making TikToks. And look, I love making TikToks too. I find them very fun. But I don't make them because everybody is making them. I make them because I enjoy it. So that's what's really important. If you don't enjoy doing it, don't do it. Stop feeling the pressure that everybody is doing it, so I have to do it. If everybody is going to jump off the bridge, are you going to jump off it as well? No. Have your own mind. Stick to what feels right for you. If it doesn't feel right for you to make 10 or like 15 posts a day, don't do it. It's better to have one good post instead of 20 posts that you just wrote in a rush. Okay, and yeah, you don't need to post for likes, because listen to this. Okay, unless you want to go viral, and I mean you want to be like a content creator, you don't need to post for likes, you don't need to post for views. Because I have had live streams that had like 30-40 views and I made a sale from them. So you don't need to have like thousands of followers, thousands of views in order to make sales. You have to trust that God is always connecting you to the correct buyers. God is always connecting you to the correct buyers. No matter what you do, no matter how you show up, how many times. Because look, sometimes I make a post and it's been 2 or 3 weeks since I made a post, and then more and more people start like commenting under that post. I made it 3 weeks ago. And sometimes due to a post like that was like 1 or 2 or 3 weeks ago, somebody buys my product or my service from that post that was 3 weeks ago. So what am I saying here? Sometimes you will get unexpected sales. You can expect the unexpected. You don't need to be like, this is the post that will get me sales. You have to open up your mind and say, any post that I have shared can make sales, can bring me a new client, can bring me a new viewer, can bring somebody awesome into my life. Does that make sense? Every single post, every single story, it could be anything. It could be any email, it could be any post, it could be any reel, it could be anything. Okay? It doesn't have to be one specific thing. Stop attaching yourself like that. Only this way I can make money. Only if I go live. Only if I make a post. Only if I make a video. Only if I make a story. Only if I send the email. That's not true. That's not true. It can be any one of them, can be all of them and any one of them. Okay, so stop attaching yourself as to getting likes, what way something is gonna sell, because it could sell anyway. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you also something very important. So important, stay true to yourself. In a world where everybody is so obsessed with trying to fit in, be your beautiful, authentic self. Stop copying everybody because they are doing it. Stop doing this because everybody is doing it. Stop buying things just to show off to people. And people are actually sick and tired of fake influencers. People don't like this anymore. They know it's fake, that people only sell because like they just want to sell because they want money. People are sick and tired of scammers, of fakers, of fake influencers. So stay true to yourself. Do you know why I have such a big audience of people? I call it big, even though there are 2,000 followers on Facebook. I have like 300, a little bit over 300 subscribers on YouTube. I call that a big following. You know why? Because I care about the one person that will watch me, that I get to change their life. Okay. So I don't need to show up like in a certain way. People are drawn to me because I'm authentic, I'm real, I don't like pretend stuff. I don't pretend. Um, I just show myself truly me, but I do it with respect. Okay. And I'm going to speak about this in just a moment, because this is very, very, very important when it comes to selling. We show up as real people, but we also want to be respectful towards our buyers. And this sometimes is the missing piece to people's businesses. And that's why they are not getting enough sales. Okay. And look, be real, be authentic, be your true self, because that's what people are drawn to. There is nothing greater than frequency of truth. And people are sick of scammers. People are afraid. People want real. People want real. People want to see you. And, however that may look like. Okay. I'll just check the comments. Give me a second, just to see if there is anything here. Let me see. Oh, no, they disappeared on me. Oh, thank you, Angel, for tagging all of those people. You are amazing. 1 second, because I need to refresh just to see. Yeah, I can't see any other comments for now. Apologies. But yeah, does that make sense? So we want to show up authentic, but with respect towards your buyer, to your potential clients. And what do I mean by that, you may ask? So being yourself but being professional is the key to making sales. If you present yourself in a certain way, that's what people will associate you with, and that's how people will remember you, and that's how they will look at your brand. So I'm not saying like now you need to always dress in a blazer or a jacket or certain color in order for things to sell for you. What I'm talking about is be respectful. So for example, I would never really show up in my pajama on a live stream, because at the end of the day, I'm running a business. I might sometimes show up in a hoodie. I might sometimes show up with a ponytail. I show up authentically and real, however I feel like that day. But most importantly, I am respectful towards the people that listen to me, towards the people that give me their time, and towards the people that are about to buy from me. Because anybody could be a buyer at any given moment. You know what I mean? So I personally don't go even to a shop in a pajama. Like maybe 2 or 3 times in my whole life, I went to a store just near my house in a pajama because they were about to close. But other than that, I always change, even if it is like I'm gonna wear a pair of leggings. So if you are a kind of person that like you wouldn't really show up in a pajama anywhere, don't do that. Okay. So because at the end of the day, what do you want to be known for? Do you want to be known as the pajama coach, or do you want to be known as the professional trustworthy coach? Do you want to be known as the messy stressed out girl who runs an online business and doesn't take care of herself and it's clearly hectic and doesn't know what she's doing? Or do you want to be known as an expert in your field? Does that make sense? So how you show up online, that's how people will perceive you. The way you speak, the way you record yourself, the way you show up. And I'm not saying by any means you always have to have perfect makeup and perfect hair and perfect outfit. That's not what I mean. I don't always look like this. I glammed myself up because I wanted to, and it felt good, and it makes me more confident when I look pretty and I wear nice perfume. But I don't always look like this. Sometimes I don't put extra eyeshadow. Sometimes I don't have red lipstick. Sometimes I don't wear jewelry. Sometimes my nails are not painted. Okay. But overall, when I show up online, I want to be presentable. Because when you go to any shop, let's say you go to a grocery store, you go buy electronics, you go buy a handbag, wherever you go, you don't see the sellers wear a pajama. They always wear a uniform. They are well presentable. They are approachable most of the time, depending on the person, but they look well put together, professional. They look like somebody who knows what they are doing. So if you are an expert and you have an amazing product, you have an amazing service, and you want more people to know about it, and you want more people to buy it, make sure to show up in a very respectful, professional way. And professional, I'm not meaning like have perfect makeup, perfect hair, and stuff like that. You don't need to have that. But people look at you differently when you're dressed in a little bit nicer way. You're not wearing a pajama. You know, I know that there are like single moms who run businesses as well, or single fathers as well. But a lot of women are running online businesses. And I get it. Look, you might have children and you might not have a babysitter. But if you are blessed enough to have a husband or a spouse who can take care of that child for 10, 20 minutes while you do a live stream, do that. Because it's going to be more respectful towards the listeners, depending on what you do, okay? For you, if it's real to show up with your child on your lap and you want people to associate you as a woman who runs a business, a woman who is a mother who runs an online brand, that's perfect. That's absolutely perfect. That's what I'm saying. Authenticity over everything. If that's who you really are, you love your children beyond measure and you are proud to show them off online, you can do so. But if you don't feel good about it, other people will not feel good about it either. You know what I mean? So that's what this is all about. I'm a night dress team, but if I need to show myself, yeah, is the way. I know what you mean. So yeah, that's what it's important, you know, like you can wear a pajama if this is who you are. And eventually, because this is who you are right now. But that's not to say your standards will not grow. Because I personally, when I started doing live streams, I would not put too much thought into it. I would go live with a ponytail sometimes, with a hoodie, messy hair, not a perfect makeup or anything like that. And that was fine. I got out there, at least I gave it a go. But then I raised my standards. I changed. I grew as my brand grew. So it's perfectly fine for you to start with that. And eventually, maybe you will want to improve that, okay? But I'll just tell you this because I want to tell you a little bit more about like creating a luxury brand experience today, because this is going to help you with sales. So I want to give you this perspective, not to shame anybody, not to tell you that like you are wrong for it and you should never ever do it. You do what feels right to you. And the people that are meant to be for you, they're going to be drawn to that because you are real. Okay, so for example, like if you are comfortable with wearing the pajama, do it. If you don't feel comfortable with it, don't do it. Okay, and then your standards can change. You can change with your brand. You know what I mean? Like I didn't like this style, but now I like it or something like that. So you get to grow. But I'll just give you this perspective just to get you thinking. Okay, if you were to go into a luxury brand, for example, Louis Vuitton, and you wanted to buy yourself a Louis Vuitton bag, you expect to come into a clean store. You expect like the people who sell the bag to be presentable, well put together, well spoken. Okay, they don't need to be perfect, but they look a certain way. They dress a certain way. They speak a certain way. They don't push you to buy. They're not like, you know, you need to buy this, you need to buy that. There are stores like that that are pushy. But in luxury brands, most of the time, you are not pushed to buy. You're just presented with the product. People offer it to you, and then you get to decide. And they say, that's no problem. Would you like to look at anything else? But I'll speak about this more in a bit, okay? But this is just something for you to think about. If you walk into a store, you expect people to dress well, look a certain way. You wouldn't really want to be served in a restaurant by somebody who doesn't have a uniform on. Majority of the times it's expected to have some kind of uniform. You wouldn't want them to show up in like a pajama or something like that. So that's what I am referring to. Okay. There's nothing wrong with it, but like there is a reason and time and place for everything, if that makes sense, because the truth is, like, if you don't really care about your appearance, you don't really care how you speak, you don't really care about your post, you don't really care about how you sell, you don't really care about your brand and your business, guess what? Your potential buyers are also not gonna care about it. Because if you don't care about your business, nobody is gonna care about it. Who is gonna care about it? You have to be the first one. If you care about it, that's not to say it has to be perfect, but if you care, so you take like 5 minutes longer to write a post. You take 5 minutes more on a live stream. You go that extra mile for your business to grow. People are gonna notice and they are gonna care. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about. Because it's really important to ask yourself, like, what do you always look like? Do you always have messy hair? Do you always look under pressure? Do you always look tired? And look, like, I know that sometimes a woman you might be going through something difficult, and that's totally fine. Like, but just look after yourself. Look after yourself, look after your health, and then post. Look after yourself, look after your health, get a medical checkup if you need to, and then make a post. Look after yourself, do breathing exercises, raise your frequency, and then go live. Okay? Because it's so important to look after yourself first. If you are going through something difficult, I get it. Look, some people are desperate, some people are going through financial troubles and stuff, but you can still do something about it. You can pray about it. You can trust that God will guide you through it. You can trust that the clients are coming. You can trust, you can post, you can do breathing exercises. You can hire a coach or a mentor to help you. Okay. There's always a way out of a hard place. Okay. But look, I just want to speak more about like respecting your clients as well, because this is very important if you want more sales, if you want more clients. So respecting your clients, your potential buyers, is really, really important. So for example, respecting them could be something like, if you want to sell something high ticket, you wouldn't like take that call in a car as you're driving, because that's just disrespectful. And I personally would never buy a high ticket product, a high ticket service from somebody who doesn't respect me and my time. So if I want to hire a coach or a mentor and I want to buy a program that's theirs or something, I would never buy from somebody who is in a rush, under pressure, and they don't have the time for me. And they're like, okay, so I'll quickly just tell you, like, this works like this. No, I would just not buy it, because they don't respect me. They don't respect my time, and the energy is off. You know what I mean? So like, how do you speak to your buyers? How do you speak to the potential customers? It's very, very important in order for them to come back to you, to buy more, and to say yes for the first time. Also, if you are following up with people, this is so, so, so important. If you are following up with people, let's say you made a post about something and people are like, oh yeah, send me some more information, and you send them more information and they don't reply. You don't need to follow up with them every single day. Like, have you seen it? Have you read it? Like, are you buying? You don't need to do that. You can follow up, have some kind of system, like follow up once a week, every second week, once a month, when there is a good deal. You are informing them maybe that the discount is expiring, okay? But you don't need to follow up every single day. How many times I have blocked people because they were messaging me every single day? I cannot even count. I cannot count, because I'm a very busy woman and I want to be respected. So if somebody is like, Madam, can you reply to me? Madam, like few times a day. I'm not even saying once a day, few times. You're blocked because you're not respecting me. You just want to sell to me. And that's not what we want to do. We want to have some kind of system to follow up with people, okay? And I want to present to you a very simple tool that's a game changer in order to be able to follow up with potential clients, with potential team members, if you're in network marketing as well. And it will help you build your algorithm. So this is a book that I have designed previously. It's called DMO Tracker, and it's available on Amazon worldwide. And it's an awesome tool because inside of it, okay, you have 2 pages a week. One page, you have the tasks to build your algorithm. And on the other side, you have the list of potential buyers, potential customers, what products they were interested in, so that you know when to follow up with them, instead of like not remembering, instead of like trying to question like, oh, should I follow up now? When was the last time? You have like 1 a week, and you might like fill in 4 weeks and then follow up with week 1, follow up with week 2 potential clients, okay? So this is available on Amazon. But the exciting news is, I mentioned at the very beginning of this live stream and day 1 of Sell Anything Masterclass, that I will be giving away some freebies to anybody who shares the live stream. So this is one of the prizes. You can win this completely free if you share and tag me. If you share the live stream and you tag me so that I can see it, you will be entered into a draw to win this beautiful tool. It's for 1 whole year. So this is going to be a perfect way to start 2026, so that you have a beautiful tool to follow up with your potential customers and buyers, okay? So if you want to be in a chance of winning this amazing tool, so simple yet so powerful, game changer, honestly, please share the live stream so that you can be in the draw. And there will be other things I'll be giving away as well. Tuition credits for my upcoming programs. And I'll see what else, because I am like, I have some cool things to give away, okay? So if you wanna be in the chance of winning those things, it could be you. Please share and tag me. I'll be so grateful, and you can win in the process. So why not participate? Okay. And I want to tell you this as well. So, this was a tool to follow up with people. It's very important to not overwhelm people with messages and cold message. I personally don't really cold message. It doesn't really feel right for me, but for some people it works. But I want to tell you this when it comes to your appearance, okay? Because I know I talked a little bit about this already, but I just want to say this. If there are tasks in your business that are more back office, that's when you can look messy. You don't need to care how you look. You can be in your pajama and stuff. But when you're in front of people, when the shop is open, your shop is open, the door is open, you're on a live stream, you're on a video, you're making a story, try to be presentable. You can be real, you can be authentic, but try to be more presentable, okay? Because that's what people remember. Try to do more back office work looking messy. I also do that too, So this is not like to shame anybody or anything like that. It's just like general advice. It's a genuine advice for you to improve your business and to attract more buyers. Because I've noticed from myself, when I put more effort into my appearance, people care about this too. Because I care, so they care, okay? Because like you wouldn't see somebody in Tesco working in a pajama. You want to be real but professional, because you are selling a product. You are selling a product, you are running a business, so you should be, well put together. So it doesn't mean you need to wear jewelry or like special items to look pretty, or, you don't have to be fake, like you don't have to do none of those things. Um, and like I said, like your opinion might change, your standard might change. You like something that you don't like now, you might like it in the future. So like your standards might change, and that's fine. That's fine. Like I also started different, and I'm not always gonna look like this. Like, let's face the reality, I'm only human, you know what I mean? But I still care about how I present myself, because I'm running a business. I want people to take me serious, and they are. I show up as an expert, and people appreciate that. So that's what I'm talking about. Because, for example, whenever I am like making a brand new book, I'm working on a brand new book, nobody can see me. Nobody can see me. It's just me and my laptop and my mouse and my keyboard. Nobody can see me. Okay. So when I'm doing this kind of tasks, I work in my pajama and my robe, messy, no makeup, like nobody sees me like that except my fiance. Okay. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. When you are doing tasks like this, when you work from a place that nobody can see you, you're doing back office work like making graphics or sending an email and stuff like that, you can not care, because nobody is going to be there. Like, nobody can see you. But when I promote my products, when I promote my services, I'm well put together. Does that make sense? Because, I care about my potential buyers. I want people to respect my brand. I want people to take me serious, because I take my brand serious, and people appreciate that. I just want to take a second to see if there is any comments. 1 second to respond to. Let's see. I don't see any other comments. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions as I am speaking, guys, because I'm more than happy to answer any of your questions, especially to those of you who are live. I really applaud the people that come for trainings like this, who sign up and who actually show up live. And even those of you who watch on the replay as well, like, you guys are awesome. Because so many people register and they might not watch. So let's talk more about buyer experience. This is very important when it comes to selling, and I'm sure that this is going to cause some breakthroughs for you today. Okay. When it comes to selling and when it comes to your brand, how do people feel around you? So your brand, like I said before, it's how people feel around you. How you present yourself, but what feelings you leave behind. So whenever people meet you, when they interact with you, do they feel respected, calm, invited, secure, safe? Or do they feel under pressure? Do they feel rushed? Do they feel chaotic? Do they feel pushed? Do they feel confused? Because the feelings that you leave behind, that's what's gonna cause sales or no sales. And I know that sometimes you might be under pressure for different reasons, but that's why it's so important to breathe and try to relax before you do things. Before, like, for example, if this morning I was under pressure, I'm not gonna go here on this masterclass and be like, okay, guys, so I'm gonna talk about brand. Brand is how you make people feel, show up well online. That's about it. Thank you very much, because I'm under pressure. I take the time, I regulate my nervous system, I do what I gotta do to feel calm again. I take responsibility of how I feel. And this also then allows people to feel better as well in my presence. Okay. And look at it this way. This is so important. Honestly, a game changer for me. A game changer. When people feel confused, they don't buy. They don't buy. People only buy if they have clarity. So for example, if you run an online brand, let's say you run a network marketing company and you sell a product, but you also recruit people onto your team. That's perfect. But there is a time and place for each one. So for example, let's say you are selling a lipstick. Okay, that's common to my mind. But anyway, this is going to be helpful to everybody. You are selling a lipstick. You make a post and you are like, this lipstick is the best lipstick ever. It's long lasting. The color is beautiful. It looks great on everybody. Okay. And a lady reaches out to you and she's like, I want to buy this lipstick. It looks awesome. You are not going to be like, okay, here is the lipstick, but also maybe you want to check out skincare, but also I have this hair product, but also maybe you want to join my team to get a discount. As a matter of fact, it's great because you can get money, you can make money off it, you know, you get to sell the product. It's a small investment anyway, like you can buy this, or it's a small investment like this, and then you can join the brand and you can sell it, and instead of buying it for this much, you can get a discount, and then you can buy. And this, it confuses people. It confuses people and it puts them under pressure. If somebody wants to buy a product from you, there is a time to upsell. There is a time to recruit people onto your team. But you don't want to be like immediately everything. You don't want to be like, you just entered the storefront. Imagine whenever you are like going to a grocery store and you want to go and buy bread and people are like, oh, hello, how are you? We have bread over there, and then we have sausages here, and then we have like fish over there, and here is our freezer, and here is the fridge, and here you can buy yogurts, and also maybe you would like to get hired because we are looking for staff. You get me? It doesn't make sense. You go to a deli and you want to buy some meat, you want to buy sausages, chicken, or whatever. People might upsell you and say, would you like to also try this sausage? It's brand new. It relates. Maybe there is a time and place for it. But they are not really going to say like, would you like to also buy this? And would you also like to buy that? And by the way, we are hiring. You get to do this, and this is the benefits, and this is the thing, and this is how you apply, and this is what, and this is the website, and you can read more the reviews, and this is, do you get me? It's too much. It's too much under pressure. Allow people to buy that one item. They will fall in love with it. They will come back. In the process, when you give people space, I'll be honest with you, if you actually give people space for them to decide themselves as to what they want, what they don't want, they will actually buy more. They will actually buy more because people want to feel respected and they want to buy in their power. So confused people don't buy because, let's say, we come back to this network marketing example, because I know that a lot of people, a lot of you who are watching this masterclass are in network marketing. It's a beautiful business model and it can work if you do it correctly. But let me tell you, if you don't want to be seen as a pushy person, you don't want to be seen as unprofessional, as pushy, as like the MLM person, you don't, like, you gotta stop recruiting everybody onto your team. As a matter of fact, not everybody can run an online business. Not everybody is fit for it. Everybody has a different gift, different talent. It could be anybody, but it's not gonna be everybody. The same as if I help people publish books, I believe anybody could do it. I believe anybody could publish a book, whether that's a coloring book, a journal, a planner, a memoir, a story, a novel. I believe anybody could do it, but not everybody will. Number one, not everybody is interested in it. Number two, not everybody wants to. Number three, not everybody has the time. Number four, it's not meant to be for everybody. That's why it's beautiful, because there is space for everybody, okay? So it could be anybody, but it doesn't have to be everybody. You want people on your team that are actually gonna do the work, that are gonna sell, that will like to sell the product, that are going to be happy selling it. You don't want to just anybody. It's very easy to recruit a person, but they might not do anything to sell the product. They might just blame the brand. They might blame loads of different things when in reality they are the problem. Okay, so why am I saying this? Confused people don't buy. If you are selling a product and somebody is interested in this specific product, you have to feel the energy. Are they asking extra questions? Are they asking about that? You can say, for example, the lady came to you for lipstick and she wants to buy that lipstick. You're perfect. That's great. Do you need help with picking the right color, or is this the color that you want? This is the color that I want. Thank you. Okay, perfect. Here's the link. Done. Done. You might follow up with her after a few days if she didn't buy the lipstick. If you feel the energy is right and you have some kind of great discount, you can say, just to let you know, we actually have an amazing discount right now. If you buy another lipstick, you get the third one for free. If you have that. You want to be authentic. You don't want to lie about it, right? But you get the point. There is a time and place for it. You're not going to push and say, make sure to buy 2 so that you get the third one. Because if you don't, then you're nobody and I hate you for life. And as a matter of fact, just don't buy at all. And if you don't join my team, don't buy from me at all as well. Do you get me? People want to feel respected. It's their money, it's their time. They don't want to feel incompetent. They don't want to feel stupid, and they don't want to be confused. So if you start telling them like, you can also join the team and do this and do that, not everybody is interested in that. And that's okay, because you need clients. Okay, so I know this was specific to network marketing, but I'm pretty sure this is going to land for you guys anyway, because whatever you have, whatever you sell, if you are confusing people, they will not buy. So for example, if I am on a call with somebody and I am telling them like, I can help you publish a book. I can help you publish a book. And I ask them, have you written something? Have you, like, do you have already book? Or do you just want to make passive income from like simple things, journals, planners, coloring books? Depending on the answer they give me, I have 2 different offers, okay? But I don't confuse them and say, by the way, I'm also a mindset coach. So if you also want to join my program, you can do that here. Unless they so shine like that they are following me for a while and they want to find out more about my coaching, maybe one-on-one or my program, I'm not going to mention it because it confuses people, and too many options sometimes are too overwhelming for people. You know, when you scroll on Temu, you know, the app Temu or AliExpress before, now we have Temu, so everybody forgot about AliExpress, right? But when you scroll on websites like that, how many of you can agree that you scroll, you might put a few things in your basket, but then you actually leave it because you feel overstimulated. There is too many options and you don't buy anything. I can relate to this. So too many options is not great sometimes either, okay? So don't confuse people. Don't confuse people because confused people don't buy. Sorry, I'm just checking the comments here. 1 second. Hello, Kinga. How are you doing? So happy to have you, ladies. Oh, you are so awesome. Yeah, drop any questions you have in the chat, okay? So yeah, like I said, you don't always need to upsell. You don't always need to upsell. There's a time and place for it. You can inform people, but you don't have to push them to buy, because if they really like one product that you sell, they will come back for more and they will feel respected and they will actually want to do that. You know what I mean? So I personally prefer to leave people to buy in their power. I'm not going to push them. I'm not going to convince them, because if somebody wants something, they will find a way to get it. They will always find a way to get it. I talked about this yesterday, but I'm here to remind you again. If somebody wants something, they will find a way to get it. Your products, your services are not too expensive. People will pay for it. You know, like actually it's very shocking because like when I help people with publishing books, some people might tell me like, this is out of my budget. And you know what? I joined like a group for authors, and people told me like, you are grossly underpriced. Like you charge way too little for this. Like this is almost insulting to everybody else. I'm like, what? So you see, like different audience will tell you different things. For some people, they will say like, this is too cheap. I don't buy stuff like that. For other people, they might call it expensive, but eventually they will come back if they feel respected. You don't need to over explain yourself. You don't need to, make them feel incompetent or less than if they can't afford it at the moment. If they like it, they will find a way to get it. Okay. And also, by your experience, it's very important because, for example, if your life is very chaotic, if you're always under pressure, like I said before, like that's what people will remember you for. And depending on the person, they might not like that energy. You can always tell if somebody is a little bit too under pressure, but that's why you need to regulate your nervous system. You have to make sure you drink enough water, get sunlight, do all those things that are good for your mental health and for your soul, whether that's a prayer, a long walk, drinking water, eating nutritious food, not just like live on caffeine. Caffeine makes you stressed and hyper all the time. It's actually not that good for you. I like coffee sometimes, but I'm not gonna like drink 5 or 10 coffees a day. You know what I mean? So do this for your body. Love yourself enough to regulate your nervous system, because then people will be attracted to it. And I'll tell you this, calmness attracts buyers that pay big money. Big money. So if you want to get people to pay you a lot and buy a lot from you, you need to be calmer, because actually majority of the influencers online, I can't even talk. Let's circle back. Majority of influencers online right now are like very hyper. Hello, notice me. I am here. Look at me. Okay. People are numb to that. People are actually so numb to that. You know what's lacking right now on social media? People who speak very calmly, people who have a regulated nervous system, people who stand in their power, people who are well put together, people who speak to everybody with respect, people who are not like, look at me, you need to notice me. It's actually much more unique, much more authentic, and much more attractive to potential buyers to be calmer, to be a little softer. I'm not saying like if you have a strong character, be softer. But what I'm saying is like use your real voice, for example. Because a lot of people, they start using influencer voice, Like when I'm excited, I'm gonna share the excitement, but I don't always speak excited. This is my normal voice, and that's how I speak all the time. You know what I mean? That's how I speak. When I get angry, I have a different tone. When I'm excited, I have a different tone. But in general, I speak a normal tone. This is my normal tone of voice, as if I would be speaking to like anybody. I don't pretend, So that's what I'm talking about. And calmness. Okay, so for example, if I am selling a program to somebody, and that's like high ticket, I allow as much time as needed in order for the program to start. I don't rush myself that like I only have 10 minutes because I have to go somewhere, and like I don't care. I have to pitch right now, and otherwise they're gonna run away. Quick, because they are gonna run away. We are not living in a space where it's like, you know, in the movies where they will be like, oh, you need to catch like this businessman in the elevator and pitch your products and services to him in like this 2 minutes. Otherwise, they're gonna run away because they're so busy. We don't live like that. People have time on their hands. Even if you are busy, you would be surprised how much time people spend on social media. And they will gladly watch a live stream or a program or a sales pitch that's very long. Like I told you yesterday, I have sat at sales calls. There was a group of us, and one woman was speaking about all of her programs for longer than 2 hours, more than 2 hours. Nothing else. She wasn't teaching anything. She was making offers. And even if nobody bought, she didn't look down on anybody. Even if somebody was feeling like this is taking too long, she didn't care. She allowed everybody enough time to ask questions, to think if this is the right fit for them. So that's what people want. That's why I'm saying like creating a luxurious experience means like slowing down a little bit sometimes, you know? And for example, when you're selling to people and you're responding to messages, allow yourself the time to respond to them. Even if you're very busy, like allow yourself the time to respond to the messages in a calm environment, not in a rush, not because you don't have time. Because to be honest with you, if you don't actually allow the time to answer like people's questions and stuff, people might be like, oh, this person doesn't have time for me, like, oh, they don't really care about me, like, why should I even feel like they like I should spend my money on them? Allow yourself the time to respond to people properly. You don't have to respond right away. You can respond in a day or even in 2 days, but give them enough time. Show them that you care for them. Ask them questions. And like I said, play some calming music before you do so. Breathe, make sure you go on a walk, drink water, like whatever you need. Just take care of yourself, okay? Because then if you take care of yourself, people will also feel taken care of and they will want to listen to you. You know what I mean? It's so, so, so important. Let me pause for a second there. I am a chaotic person. I am in ways as well. I'm not always so calm, you know what I mean? Like I'm not always like well put together and perfect and stuff like that. That's the truth. Like I am a human with human emotions. Every single one of you watching, guess what? We are human. We're not always gonna look perfect. We're not always gonna speak perfect. We are human with human emotions. So sometimes we are gonna be loud. Sometimes we are gonna be angry. Sometimes we are gonna be tired. But the problem is if you are always feeling like that, that's when things need to change. If you're always under pressure, where is it coming from? Think about it, okay? And I know, like, I don't want to spend too much time on this because this is a program about sales. So I don't want to like get too distracted because I could talk about this all day. But do get the support if you need it, like hire a coach, speak to somebody, or even just like look up calming music, like go on a walk, drink some water, like do something to calm yourself down if you're always feeling under pressure, okay? Because you don't want to sell from a place of under pressure, because this then puts other people under pressure. And I am gonna now present to you guys something so cool. It's gonna blow your mind. So I have experienced luxury buyer experience and not so luxury buyer experience, and I want to share them with you because this is gonna help you see what buyer thinks according to the environment that they are put in. Okay, so I'm gonna share this with you now. You're right. Yeah, that's the truth. You know what I mean? Like, look after yourself. You're not always gonna be happy. You're not always gonna be sad. Just what's your normal? What's your normal self? That's what you need to look after. Okay, so luxury experience versus pressure and chaos. What does that look like? So I'm gonna share with you the experience I've had when I was buying jewelry. I like buying jewelry. I love looking at the jewelry. And I want to share with you different experiences I have had when I was buying jewelry, because this is going to show you why people buy, why they don't buy, why they come back, and why they leave. It's going to show you exactly. I'm sure it's like, I'm sure this is going to cause some breakthroughs for you. So, you know, buying jewelry at different stores can look very different depending on where you are, who is there, and all that stuff. So one time when I was on a holiday in Fuerteventura, this is like Canary Islands, I went to a few different stores, but two of them are the ones that I'm going to speak about. Okay, so one of them was in a shopping center, and there was a woman. There was a woman actually. Okay, and I looked at the things she was offering, and I was asking her questions. How much is this? Can I try this on? I was looking at bracelets and stuff. And she was just so disrespectful. She was pushy. She was looking down on me and my fiance, like, why are you guys not buying? Like, are you indecisive? Like, are you dumb? Are you broke? Like, she was just like asking too many questions, too many wrong questions. She was just like so pushy and disrespectful towards us that even if I had the money to buy 5 of the same bracelets, I told her like, thank you, I will think about it, I'll come back. And even if I told her that, she didn't want to be respectful towards me. And she was like, but you can buy this now, like, and I was like, yeah, thank you very much. Like, I'll come back. I still have a few days here. Let me tell you, I went few times to the same shopping center throughout my stay, and I avoided that shop for miles because she was just so disrespectful, looking down on me like I'm dumb. Like, why would I not afford this? Or why can I afford this? Or like, why don't I buy? And why I don't buy this? And why do I have this kind of style? Why I don't like this and why I like that? I will never buy from somebody like that. Versus I went to another store and there were actually men in there, okay? But gender doesn't matter. I'm just sharing it because like I always like to give details, okay? But there was men there. And me and my fiance, we walk into the store. The store looked nice and everything, okay? But the energy was calm. The energy was respectful. They asked a couple of questions, but didn't push anything. So, you know, at the time, okay, what happened was my fiance bought the ring to propose to me in that store. And we came back and, you know, I wanted to know like what stone it's on it and stuff like that. And I wanted to buy myself a pair of earrings. They were different than these ones, okay? But I wanted to buy myself a pair of earrings. And I was like, do you have something that could match like this ring? Because I would like to have like something that could match. And they were showing me the options, okay? And if I said like, oh, this is not my style, they said, that's no problem. They weren't like, but look, it's beautiful and it has this and it has this. They weren't trying to convince me at all. They said, that's no problem. Is there any other one that you like? You know what I mean? So that's why it was so respectful. They asked me like what I wanted, what I expected, what stone do I want, what I don't like. Do I like this shape? Do I not like the shape? What about the color? What about this? They sat me down. Me and my fiance, they brought us cold apple juice. It was so lovely. We just sat there and they made us feel like we want to spend more money because they were respectful, they were calm, they weren't pushy, they allowed us as much time as we needed. We were able to stay there even for 2-3 hours if we wanted to. They weren't pushing us away. They weren't saying like, you know, like you can't buy this, or they weren't like, why can you not afford this? Why can you not afford that? Like they were very respectful. They were very respectful. And we want to come back to this store all the time. We went on a holiday to Fuerteventura again. And we went to the same store. And they were just as lovely again, respectful, calm, the same atmosphere, such a lovely experience. We literally talk about it all the time. So as you can see, same location, two different stores. One under pressure, one pushy, one disrespectful. The other one calm, respectful, putting us in the power, allowing us to decide. Okay, I want to share another experience of a jewelry store. A little bit of a different context, okay? We went to Tenerife. My fiance and I, we went to Tenerife. And we always like to go into different like jewelry stores to see what's available, just to even look at it, because we like beautiful shiny things, you know, and buy if we have the money for it, if we like something. But we went to one jewelry store, and one of them, first of all, before you got in, you had to like ring the bell, and then they let you in, which is fine, you know. But the problem was that, number one, we get in and there is glass everywhere. I mean, like from here to the ceiling, there's glass everywhere. Everybody is behind glass. And I get it, because, you know, maybe they were robbed or something like that, so they wanted to protect themselves. That wasn't the worst thing. I look around and I like a bracelet, and I'm like, oh, this is beautiful. Can I try that? And the woman, they were so disrespectful. It was beyond measure. They were looking down on us like we were gonna rob them or something. And I was like, this is beautiful. Can I try this respectfully in a nice manner? Okay. But they were like, passport. I'm like, sorry? She's like, passport. And I was like, but I don't want to buy it. Like, I want to try it on to see if it's gonna fit, because my arm is very small and majority of bracelets are too big for me. And she's like, passport. I'm like, what does she mean, passport? And she was like, give me your passport. And I was like, she's like, give me your passport if you want to try the bracelet. And I'm like, oh, okay. I give her the passport, right? Because I really wanted to try that bracelet. But I knew that moment I will probably not even buy it, even if I like it. Okay. Anyways, she shouted at me, passport. I give her the passport. I put it on. She's like holding on to my arm to make sure I don't run away, even though they have locks on the door. They have glass everywhere, but she's holding on to me. And I'm like, yeah, look, it's too big. And I'm like, here. I tried to give it to her so she can take it. She's like looking at us like we're gonna rob her and stuff. And I just like took the passports and I was like, thank you. And we never went in there ever again. Do you get me? This was such a beautiful store. They had nice products, nice offers, but the customer experience was just so horrible. I am never gonna walk into that store ever again in my life. If I ever go to Tenerife again, I'm not going there. In the same area, in another street, a different jewelry store. A lady is running it. Open doors everywhere, jewelry on display, beautiful earrings and everything. And this is where I bought these. Beautiful earrings everywhere, different colors, different offers, something for everybody, offers for men, for women. And the woman is so calm. She lets me try everything. Few times. She's not holding on to my arm to make sure I'm not gonna rob her. She's not looking down on me like, oh, can you even afford this? She's not looking down on me like, are you even gonna buy this? Like, you know, she's not racist or anything like that. She lets me try. She lets me decide. She lets me decide for myself. She's not pushy. She has a calm energy. She has trust. She's trustworthy, so she trusted me as well. And I was so happy to buy. Like, I bought these earrings. They're so beautiful. I cherish them all the time when I buy them. And I wanted to spend even more and even more. And I said to myself, if I go to Tenerife again, I'm putting money aside just specifically to go into the store to buy another pair of earrings. Maybe pink next time, because she had so many different colors. So does that make sense? Do you see how different people treat you will create a different buyer experience and will determine whether people come back or not come back to you? Because that woman was so respectful. She was calm. She was genuine. She didn't rob me. Like like she was amazing. The atmosphere in there was amazing. So the next time I go to Tenerife, I don't want to go into another area. Or if I stay at another area, I'm going to book a taxi to go to this jewelry store and I'm going to spend more money in there. And I'm excited to spend money there. That's how you want to treat your customers. That's what makes people come back. That's what makes people feel happy, respected, and it creates a luxury experience and they want to come back. So how do you treat your buyers? With respect, with power, like you give them their power, or you're like, you should get this, you need to get that, get this, join my team, buy this product also. You're dumb if you don't buy it. I hate you forever. Like, do you look down on them if they can't afford it? Or you're like, thank you, that's no problem. Thank you. You get me? I'm literally, like I said to you yesterday, people have money for what they want. They will gladly save money for what they really want. When I go to Tenerife again, I'm putting money aside specifically to go into this store. I'm going to put budget aside. I'll save money. Then I will book the holiday and then I will go into this specific store because it was so awesome. I am excited to go and spend big money there. So that's how people will look at your brand as well. If you respect them, if you look after them, if you're calm, if you give them choices without overwhelming them, that's when people will be like, I want this, I want more, show me the link, where can I buy more? Okay, does that make sense? Let me see if there is any comments that I need to respond to. Hello, Amelia, so good to see you. I don't see any questions, you guys. Let me just refresh just to make sure, because you know how it is sometimes. 1 second. I don't see any questions. So I think you are enjoying the stories that I'm sharing with you, because I'm telling you, this is what people want. People want respect. People want calm. People want to feel like I get to decide because this is my money. This person respects me. If I don't buy from them, I am not seen that I am nobody. Do you get me? They buy something from you. They like it because the quality is perfect. You sell something great. They will come back for more. They will come back for more. And like I said, you don't need to upsell, be under pressure and convince, talk down on people. If they don't want to buy, if they can't afford, if they say no, they will come back if they want it. Do you know how many no's I have heard from people and yet they came back? They came back to me like, a year after, and they paid more. People will do so. People will do so. So don't worry about it. Don't overwhelm people with following up. You don't have to chase people. They know where to find you. If they really want something, they will come and get it from you. So focus on the ones who want to buy, not the ones that don't. Focus on yourself, treat people how you want to be treated, and this will get you very, very far. Sell from a place of, how do I want people to, like, how do I want to be treated? How do I like to be treated? That's how I treat everybody. I treat every single one of you with so much respect. I don't care where you're from, what's your background, like what you do. I treat you with respect. I treat you with love. I give you my all. This is a free masterclass, yet I give material that people like charge for. because I care about your growth. I care about you. I care about your success. You know what I mean? And I'm not doing it just to do it. I'm doing it because that's how I like to receive. That's how I like to be treated. Okay. So, yeah, what else did I want to say? When it comes to selling, above all, make sure to keep integrity. Okay. Be honest about your offers, because as I said, frequency of truth is everything. Don't make any false claims. Don't make any false claims. Like, if your product or service doesn't offer this and this, don't say it. Like, for example, like, you're selling skincare, and there is no guarantee that in a week they will have 100% clear skin. You're not gonna be like, in a week you will have 100% clear skin. You're not gonna say that, you know. Maybe they will have it, but maybe they will not. It depends on different factors, like, what do they eat, what's their lifestyle, do they drink a lot of alcohol, do they smoke, like, are they stressed out, do they wash their bed sheets, you know what I mean? So it can help them with the skin, but maybe there is no 100% guaranteed. So you want to be always honest and open about your product, your service, what it can or cannot do. Okay. Don't make any like false claims. Don't lie to people just to sell, because like I said, like, people have been scarred from by scammers before, and they are looking for real, and they are looking for truthful, and that's what makes the big bank. Like, that's what makes a lot of money, you know. So that's what you have to focus on. Don't promise things that you cannot control. Like, you will become a millionaire in one day if you use this very method. If you follow, like, but will they follow the steps? Is it really true? Is it really true that they can make big money in a day? Maybe yes, maybe not. Don't make big claims if it's not true. Like, you know, you might have a supplement that helps with weight loss. You might be like, this is definitely going to help you lose weight without doing anything in a week. Like, maybe it can, but not if this person eats barbecue every single day for the week, and like, they then gonna complain and say like, this didn't help me. You know what I mean? So always be truthful, set the right expectations, because that's very, very important. You know, trust is everything. If you lie to people, you will have bad reputation, and people will not buy from you again. And look, sometimes people might accuse you of lying for no reason. Yesterday, I literally received a text message from a woman who wanted more information about book publishing, because I help people with that as well. And she called me a scammer, and she was like, you are scamming people because, like, you don't share anything that you do. You don't share any of your books. And I'm like, lady, like, it's literally like on my website, it's literally like, I do share, but I don't share everything. Like, there is a time and place to share like those things. Um, so yeah, sometimes people will accuse you of being a scammer or of lying. Like, don't worry about it. What's most important is that you stay true to yourself and that you know you are truthful. If you are truthful, people will never be able to argue with that. And there will always be people who like call you names or stuff like that. Don't worry about it. You do you. Focus on your business, focus on growing, and become the best version of yourself and practice selling. Okay. So as you can see, guys, branding is how people remember you. It's not a logo, it's not a color, it's a feeling, it's an emotion. It's the feeling that you leave behind. It's how people remember you. Is it trust? Is it respect? Is it love? Or is it pressure? Feeling like they're less than, feeling like they're not good enough. That's what people want to focus on. Okay. And that's all I wanted to like speak about when it comes to branding and buyer experience. I hope that you enjoyed it. But before you run away, I just want to share with you that tomorrow I'll be sharing more about actually embodying selling and how to sell with ease, how to sell with alignment. So it's going to be such a powerful session. I'm gonna like teach you how to sell confidently without forcing anybody to buy, because you don't need to force people to buy. You don't need to force, convince. You just have to trust and do it with integrity. And I will talk more about this tomorrow. So I'm super excited about that. For those of you who have just found this, you know, this call just randomly, maybe somebody shared and you found it, and you are looking for the replay of day one, please message me, hit me a follow so you don't lose me, and I will send you the day one replay, and I'll send you the link so that you can register for all the replays, because like I said yesterday, Facebook deletes live videos after 30 days, so they will disappear. So I'll send you all the links to the replay, because I am giving this for a lifetime, so you can come back to it every few months. And even though you will be listening to the very exact same program, some other things are gonna click differently. It's always like that. I have taken programs over and over, every few months or like once a year, and then I left it, I came back to it, and I'm like, how did I not catch this? How did I not catch this? So it's awesome to be able to have that. So yeah, reach out to me if you need that link to register so that you can receive the replay, so you have access to it. And finally, you guys, please share the live stream, because then you will enter a competition, you will enter a draw, and you can win some cool things. You can win freebies, you can win tuition credits, in order to, like, for upcoming programs. So there is a lot that I will be giving away. If you don't share, you cannot win. So when you share, make sure to tag me so that I can see that you have shared, okay? Because yeah, Facebook is strange sometimes, and if you don't tag me, I might not be able to see it. So share, you can win some cool things. I am so excited for tomorrow, you guys. Tomorrow is gonna be just the cherry on top, in relation to everything that we already talked about. If you have missed day one, I strongly encourage you to go and watch it. It was so powerful. And do listen to these videos more than once, because sometimes you need something like you need something a few times. You need to hear it few times, I was about to say. You need to sometimes hear it few times in order for it to click, or different times of your life, like different steps, different like points in your business, you are gonna hear it differently, I guarantee. So anyways, that's all for today. I'm just gonna check final comments if there's any questions. Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you. Let me see if there's anything else. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate your time. I hope you have the most beautiful evening, morning, whatever time you have watched this at. Make sure to message me for that link so you can watch the replay. And I will see you tomorrow, same time. So that's 6 p.m. UK time, 1 p.m. Eastern, for day 3, the final day. I have special things to share with you guys. You are going to be blown away. I have surprises for you. And yeah, the draw. Oh, yeah, because some of you might be wondering, like, when is going to be the draw for the competition? The competition is going to be running until the end of this masterclass. And then on Monday next week, I'm going to make the draw. So I will draw people to win different things, such as this DMO tracker, like I said, a brand new copy. This is my one. You don't have to worry about that. It's gonna be brand new, from Amazon, delivered straight to your door, and some other cool things, tuition credits for upcoming programs and stuff like that. So you have time to share. Make sure to share so that you can be entered into the draw. Thank you, everybody. Once again, I truly appreciate your time. And thank you guys so much for all of the feedback. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for the words of encouragement, for the feedback. I am so grateful to hear that you guys are enjoying it, that this is causing some big breakthroughs. I am so excited to see what else this is gonna do for you. And day 3 is gonna be just, it's gonna blow your mind. So I'm excited for it. I want to thank you once again. Thank you, everybody. You are welcome. I'm so excited for tomorrow. Have the most beautiful, beautiful rest of the day. And I will see you tomorrow. Love you so much. Bye, 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 bye.